The following program may contain mild coarse language. All views and opinions expressed are a sole reflection of the hosts and not Toronto Metropolitan University.
You're tuned in to the Mixtapes. Welcome, everybody, to the second episode of the Mixtapes.
'Tis I, John Michael.
And it is I, Kaili. Today, we will take you back to, I actually don't know the years. It was like 1860 something or whatever, and like 1914, whatever the era was, of the Victorian era. And we shall be playing what type of songs? John Michel?
No, I can't keep this up anymore. Today, we are going to be choosing songs that would send a Victorian child into a deep slumber.
Quite a deep slumber, if I do say so myself. I guess I should say, like, if you know the meme, then you know the meme, but if you don't, like, there's on the internet there's a whole bunch of things, like people asking questions like what would make a Victorian child like sign out of this universe, you know? And a lot of people say things like McDonald's Sprite, for example, would be something that a Victorian child could not handle. However, today, because we are a music-based show, we are talking about songs that they would not be able to handle. John Michael just, like, smacked, like, his phone down on the table. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. And so, yeah, I don't know. John Michael would... Oh, wait, never mind. I'm starting us off today.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I apologize, everybody. Okay. So, I would like to start off by saying that there's going to be a bit of a common theme with my songs, which are basically just songs that have strange beats and then giant, like, beat drops. And so, because I think those would absolutely, like, obliterate a Victorian child, the beat drops. So, my first song, I'm kind of easing them in to today's modern music with Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish.
Great pick.
So, yeah, basically it's just because, like, there's a lot of really weird sound effects in this song. And, like, personally, I think it just kind of sounds like a scary song. Like, I don't even know, man. But, like, the weird sound effects, like, the dental equipment that Billie Eilish recorded, that it's like she put in the song, like the really obnoxious like ee sound. And like, I also just think that if a Victorian child was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, what is making that horrid sound?" and I showed them like dental equipment, they would like pass out. They would be like, "That goes in your mouth? Oh my god." So yeah, that's basically what's going on here, you know? And so that Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish is my pick. And that was Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish.
I feel like just the question alone of, like, when you fall asleep, where do you go, would kill a Victorian child.
Oh, damn. But yeah, that's the song that I'm choosing to ease them in, because I think, like, well, like, the bass and, like, the beat is a lot, but it's, like, it starts out kind of quiet with just that beat, but then it kind of gets a bit intense. And so I think that's what they would be able to, like, handle until it gets a bit raw, you know? Okay, John Michael, would you like to take it away with your pick?
So my pick is Toxic by Britney Spears. Just for multiple reasons. I think literally, like, that song would be toxic for a Victorian child, like, no joke. Like, literally, like, with the taste of your lips, I'm on a rise. How scandalous. Literally such scandal. Like, so that alone, like, the lyrics wise, I think if you, like, sat down a wee old Victorian child and tried to explain to them the like sexual innuendo of this
Oh my
song,
God.
they would be like, okay.
It's a lot more than showing the ankles, you know.
Literally. Like, I literally wrote in my notes, not only are the lyrics gonna blow their ankle covered minds, but also like the song, the sounds in this song, like the sort of like electronic vibes, like that alone I think would be toxic to like their immune system. Like they would like
definitely
go into anaphylactic shock. Yeah, honestly, like I think if they heard this, they would probably accuse Britney Spears of witchcraft.
Oh my
and she'd be
God.
burned at the stake.
You're so right, though.
Yeah. Anyways, so imagine you're a Victorian child and listen to this song.
Dang.
Yeah. So honestly, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I chose that song. Just because, like, honestly, the first song that came to mind. Also, if anyone's seen Pitch Perfect 3, they do a performance of this song as Rebel Wilson is trying to save them from her dad, who's, like, in the boss. And it's, like, an a cappella version. And I think specifically, like, I almost chose to play that version because I think that specifically would, like, just, like, cause a rip in the space-time continuum.
I've not seen that though. However,
Yeah,
like,
of course you haven't.
oh, okay. I mean, I will after this. Anyways, so now it's time for my next pick, and I'd like to preface this by saying, last week when I told my dad that I played Better Than Revenge by Taylor Swift, he was like, "Oh, clearly I didn't teach you enough." Well, literally, joke's on you, father, because like I like had this pick lined up for literally like a month, and the reason why I'm choosing this song is because the first time he like played this in the car or something, I think my brain short-circuited as if I was a wee Victorian child. And so that's why I think a Victorian child could never in a million years handle I'm Afraid of Americans by David Bowie. And so because I just think like the beginning beat, it's really like funky and kind of like strange, and then there's like a first beat drop, which is kind of that same like electronic-y kind of sounds that you were talking about in like the Britney Spears songs, but then like the second beat drop goes absolutely so hard, and it's like rock and it's like crazy and it's a headbanger, and I'm like, yeah, no, they would not survive this. And then I also just think that like in a more like literal context, a Victorian child could definitely relate to like being afraid of Americans. Like you just stick them in their like this time right now, and we'd be like, "This is an American," and they're like, "What the heck? Oh my God!" Just seeing the way that like they or like even North Americans in general like live now.
So true.
Definitely afraid of Americans. But yeah, I just want to say that like this song is inspired by you, Dad, and this.
Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was a lot as a kid. Just fading that song out for timing purposes, but I really think that like you get why a Victorian child would not be able to handle that in the amount that I chose to play.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think I'd personally choose to listen to that song, but it definitely sent me into a coma. I definitely understand how that would sound to a Victorian child.
Okay. And your next pick, John Michael, what whiplash between the two songs?
Yeah, I feel like you have a theme going on, and I have a theme going on. I don't really know how to describe it, but mine's definitely like kill that Victorian child with like upbeat pop. Anyway, so my next song, I'm about to put you guys on, okay? Like, you listen up. If you're listening right now, I'm about to change your life, okay? I'm going to introduce you to a little new, well, she's not that new, but she's new to like the music. She's gaining a lot of popularity, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Her name's Chappelle Roan, okay? And I think listening to any one of her songs would kill a Victorian child. So the song I chose is Hot to Go, which is honestly like it's kind of like I chose it for the similar reasons I chose Toxic, but like I really wanted to play the song on the show, and I was like, knew this episode was coming up, so I was like, that's perfect for that episode. It's from her album The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. I would say this is probably like one of her more popular songs. I feel like people are starting to see her now because she's opening for Olivia Rodrigo on her Guts tour, so you've probably seen TikTok clips, or it's just me seeing her on my For You page because I'm obsessed with her. But yeah, honestly, I think this song would send my parents into a coma, honestly. Like,
Oh, definitely. It definitely has that like lyrical content that you're like, stay away from my parents.
yeah. But although as much as the lyrics are like one giant like sexual innuendo, I don't necessarily think a Victorian child would be able to piece it together, because
True.
it's like hot to go, and that's a very like 21st, even like, yeah, pretty much like a 21st century like phrase. They'd be like, what do you mean like I can go get takeout and it's warm food to go? Like, you know what would send them into a coma? Uber Eats. Literally, they'd be like, oh my god, like I'm gonna use the magic light box to call upon a carriage to bring me my feast. It's like they would not be able to handle that concept at all. So not only like the musical side of things I think they wouldn't be able to handle, but definitely if you sat them down and tried to explain it to them, like they would not be able to comprehend.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Here is Hot to Go.
so yep, that was Hot to Go. Go listen to her whole album if you like that song. They're not all, I feel like the other songs on her album are a bit different than that, but I don't know. I heard it on TikTok. Sue me once again. That's gonna come up a lot in the show. But you know what? I spend a lot of time on TikTok, so where else am I gonna find my music? But yeah, definitely go listen to The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. It's a really good album.
And you know what album you guys should listen to? The Shang-Chi soundtrack.
Wow, segue.
Segue. Yeah, I mean, like you don't have to watch the movie to like listen to the soundtrack. It's just by like it's just a bunch of collabs between like the 88 Rising like record label people and a bunch of other artists. And one of their songs is gonna be my next pick. I think it was actually in one. I think it was in one of the trailers for Shang-Chi. It's called Run It, and who's on it? DJ Snake, Rick Ross, and Rich Brian. And I feel like this is another part of my common themes where it starts out like relatively okay for the Victorian child, but then like beat drop, they're done for, that kind of thing. And like I feel like I don't listen to a lot of rap, but I just think like similar to EDM and stuff like that, Victorian childs just would not be able to handle the sounds of like strong beats and heavy technology or like electronic based instrumentals. And so I definitely was like, oh, I should either play a rap song or an EDM song for this. And I just think that like specifically the second beat drop in this song is mostly what I think would take a Victorian child out. And so, yeah, here's Run It. Yep, that, I definitely just think that beat drop where it's like, like that is, they are being taken out.
Imagine trying to explain the Marvel Cinematic Universe to a Victorian child. Imagine trying to explain that to someone born before 2010.
You're so right. I don't...
Like, how would you even explain that?
And then the heroes go into the quantum realm. The what now? Like...
No, like you wouldn't even be able to get past Iron Man.
Oh my god, you're so right. Okay, well, John Michael, would you like to take it away?
So my next song, I'm not going to introduce. Okay. But I want you to like pretend the year is 1852. You've just woken up at the crack of dawn, and you are I don't know, whatever you do as a Victorian child, but put yourself in the shoes of a Victorian child, okay? And just imagine that as you listen to this song.
Close your eyes.
So yeah. Were you not sent into a coma by that?
I think that song's pretty self-explanatory.
Honestly, that song could have actually been one of my canon event songs for last week. And I'm not going to explain why. That's like exclusive lore on our Patreon.
We don't have a
exists. But yeah, if you know, you know. Also, like, that song like makes me think, like, you know, the two girls who like rapped it on Ellen? That was probably the first time I heard the show. Like, what are their names? Like, one's Rosie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Sophia Grace.
Yeah, Sophia Grace.
Yeah, anyways. So that's like, and me as a child, like, life-changing.
Personally, I just associate this song with that moment in Glee where Sue Sylvester and Blaine are like having some like singing contest or something, and then like Blaine's, I don't remember what Blaine's singing, but just like whatever they paid Jane Lynch for that episode, they did not pay her enough.
That Sue Sylvester singing Super Bass on Glee was a cultural reset.
It was. But I think like if you showed a Victorian child that clip, like if you explain Glee to them, you know, like.
Yeah. Basically, I think the conclusion we're coming to is that like nothing in our modern society would like be capable of comprehension for the mind of someone born in the like 18th century.
Oh my god, definitely. Okay, so about earlier where John Michael's like, I have a theme, but he doesn't know how to describe it. Like, I would describe my theme being like the whole like it starts off fine, but then beat drop and like that just takes them out. I'm messing with that theme because we've scared the child with aggressive or like strong noises. But honestly, I think like the final thing that would just scare them is just constant loudness. And for this, my pick is Out of Your Mind by the band Mr. Wives, because like, I don't know, this is just such a fast-paced song. It's constantly always going. There's kind of beat drops, but it's really just like, it's high energy the entire time. There was a whole bunch of other songs that I would play for this that's in our extended playlist if you go on Instagram, but Instagram's also like down right now, so no one's probably gonna listen to that. But like one of them was like Yuk Fu by Wolf Alice, but like I wasn't about to play that because every other line is literally a swear word in that song and I've already had to make a clean version for this song, and I wasn't about to mess with the beauty that is Yuk Fu. And also I would say like Teeth by Cage the Elephant, but that song was kind of really long, and so that's why I decided on Out of Your Mind, because it's short and effective. It's quite a headbanger, and also I think lyrics like stab my back and twist it twice is something that a Victorian child could never fathom to ever survive. So yeah, here is Out of Your Mind. And that was Out of Your Mind. I don't know. There's really no more else to say about that other than it's just so fast paced and so constantly hyper that I'm like, it's too much. It overloads
that song,
the brain.
actually. I've never listened to it before right now. Honestly, I haven't heard of a lot of the music Kaili plays. She definitely balances us out from my like more mainstream tastes.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
What?
Dissing me. That was so mean,
I'm
Kaili.
not dissing you. I'm just saying, yay, there's balance.
I'm being attacked live on air.
Okay, well, we're also attacking Victorian children live on air, so like...
Yeah, but they're already dead. It's fine. Anyways, so my last song, and the last song of today's show, fittingly, is I Know the End by Phoebe Bridgers. Kind of switching it up. Like, all my other ones were really, like, upbeat, pop. I mean, I guess you would consider this song still pop, but it's much more sad. But I chose it because, I mean, musically it would send them into a coma, especially like the screaming at the end of the song. But I chose it specifically because of like things that Phoebe Bridgers mentions in the lyrics of the song. I have a list of like things that she mentions that I think would send them into a coma. First, Texas.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. Like, how do you think a Victorian child would react to Texas.
They would definitely like pass out.
Exactly. Driving. Like, sure, they would understand, like, driving, like, a horse-drawn carriage. I don't know. Like, did they have... Maybe they did have cars. Like, guys, like, we're media production students. We're not history majors.
Yeah, we're not educated enough for this. We know the memes, not anything else.
Ultraviolet rays. I don't even understand really what that is. Like, I get it, but, like, once again, it's just, like, explaining that to a Victorian child. America First rap country song. Just, like, that. I don't... Like, what does that even mean?
Ask Phoebe. Don't ask me.
I don't know. Is it like a rap country song, or is it like, are these two separate things? What's America First rap? Maybe I'm just uneducated about this.
Old Town Road.
But still. Okay. So, but once again, Old Town Road would send a Victorian child into a coma. An outlet mall. Like a mall. Like shopping. Like, what do you mean they don't go to the general store and get their little like nuts or whatever they buy? Slot machines. Like, that's like futuristic technology to them. Fear of God. That's like a lyric she says. I think they would be like, oh my God, like such scandalous. Like, they would not.
Literally.
They'd be like, the demons are coming after me. Oh no. Government drones. An alien spaceship. And my personal favorite that I think would send a Victorian child into a coma is a billboard. Like, imagine you're literally like, you wake up, it's the 21st century, like 100 years have gone by, you're used to there being trees, you don't know what a highway is, and all of a sudden, like, someone shows you this giant, like, picture of someone's face trying to sell you, like, goldfish crackers or something. I don't know. I haven't seen a billboard in a while. But even if you go, like, Yonge and Dundas, like, those billboards, like, that's crazy. It'd be like, oh my God, like, moving pictures, like the world is ending. Literally, like, I know the end.
Steve Rogers at the end of the first Avenger, but
Exactly.
like 10 times worse.
No, literally, like, how do you not just, like, fall on the spot seeing those billboards in Times Square? Anyways, so yeah. So think about that while you listen to I Know the End.
I definitely think they would not cope with the screaming at the end of that song.
No, they would be like, oh my God, a demon is being summoned inside my body.
Okay, well, that looks like it's the end of our show.
It is.
Unfortunately.
Sorry if you were a Victorian child listening to this. Hope we didn't send you into a coma.
Yep. Okay, well, I guess tune in next week, guys.
We have a very special guest joining us.
Woohoo!